Hello, everybody. Chiefs fan number 9 here, and here is my race review now for the most epic all star race I have ever watched. Wow. Just like the Open, that was epic. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, Clint Boyer and Kyle Busch sat on the front row, and green flag flies, and immediately the first thing that happens is Harvick in that nice looking millennial paint scheme, even though some say it's ugly, but what leads the first 19 laps, and just when you thought it was over, Kyle Busch was coming fast. Yeah, he was up there, and he he was coming fast, and they were actually battling the whole race. There were lots of comers and goers during the race, which was pretty cool to see. And yeah, so that was pretty cool. About even though I don't like Bush, I like his M&M's paint scheme. It was pretty cool. It was the M&M hazelnut spread, so that was pretty cool. So he was leading until there was like a debris cautions. I'm like, was it a phantom debris caution or was it? I forgot what happened, but all I know is debris fell on the track, and that was pretty much it. And it caused a caution. Kyle Busch came in, then Brad Keselowski took got the lead by staying out. Thought it was impressive to see him stay out, which was pretty cool. Then we went back racing, and then I think Brad Keselowski the um won the first stage, and I think that's what I believe happened. And also because the guys that transferred into the All-Star race had to start the back, they started moving up real quick. Some were struggling to get to the front, like Larson, but he didn't last long at the back. He went to the front, and his team put a shit ton of tape on that nose too. And I saw it during a pit stop. Bubba Wallace was coming, Bowman was coming. It was pretty cool to see all those there. And Clint Boyer also led some laps. I have to give a props to my man Eric Jones. Dang, that Jones boy, he was all he was on it tonight. He hit the wall several times. He's oh yeah, he did bring out that caution, first caution with the debris. Yeah, he was in the wall so many times, but unfortunately, after all those hits, besides his team didn't give up. He didn't give up. He could have been out of the race on lap 27, but they decided to keep going. They kept fixing the car, but eventually the car just gave up, and it's pretty much over. But he tried though, so I got props to him. Eric Jones still finished last though, but it is what it is, and I'm gonna go too much into that. And stage one ends. Wait, did Kyle Busch win? Wait, Kyle Busch did win stage one, so yeah. So Boyer and Busch were battling, but Kyle Busch was able to get it. He was leading some lap, then Kevin Harvick took over, and then stage two happened. I missed some stuff, including that wreck with Ryan Newman and Clint Boyer and Bubba Wallace. We'll get into that later. Apparently, from what I saw, Newman went sliding through the grass, and that was pretty much it. Didn't sustain a lot of damage, so no biggie. Also, Blaney had some damage on his nose. They had to fix the nose part where the Mustang logo is at, and that was pretty much it. Then stage two ends, and Kevin Harvick won. Then stage 3 happened. We had a wreck with 4 laps into the stage where was it Kyle Busch or Austin? I think Austin Dillon came down on Kyle Busch and just went like this and went slid up in the Eric Jones, who had basically nowhere to go. So yeah, and they managed to keep their cars going. Eric Jones his car just went through too much, but like I said, he tried. They managed to keep going. That was pretty much so. So so we get 10 laps to decide stage 3, and obviously Joey Logano won. If Joey Logano won this race, I wasn't gonna bother doing a review for this for the race. But I'm glad he didn't. It's cool to see them though battle. Then we get to stage 3, which is even in 15 laps, drama happens. Yeah, there was like a wreck, like a lap in where what was it? Ryan Blaney booted Denny Hamlin, and he just went around and then collected Austin Dillon again, and that was pretty much it. Joey Logano was out, and then Chase Elliott, who fell back to finish 14th. He had a great night tonight in that golden Napa car. It was pretty cool. Yeah, the Hendrick cars were looking strong today, including Byron and Bowman. Johnson, he tried, but we'll talk about that later. So, and it's apparently raining. So, that's what happened. After that, then Jones had another wreck where he crashed, but he tried though. It's no big deal. And there was a point at the race where they went 4 wide with Johnson, Truex, Busch, and Bowman, and I forgot who it was, but I think Busch or Johnson caused Truex tire rub. But then we got a caution, and I forgot. I think it was the Jones, Dillon, Busch thing, but I think that's where it happened. And that was a break for him. But anyways, on to stage 4. So we had those, and Kevin Hart, I gotta give a little bit of respect to you for giving Larson that boot. So with 12 laps to go, we went back racing. Kyle Larson got the lead from Elliott, and he was pretty much off to the races, but he had Kyle Busch and Harvick all over him. And then Denny Hamlin fortunately had to retire from the race because of the crash damage, and then Kurt Busch hit the wall with inside of under 10 to go with and that was pretty much his race, and his night was pretty much over. So Larson, then with like 7 laps to go, Kyle Busch hits the wall, and that opens the door for Harvick to pass by. Kyle Busch holds on to 3rd, and Bubba Wallace was coming too, but we'll talk about that later. Keselowski and Boyer fell back, so did Chisa. I never saw what happened to him, so not much there. I thought it was going to be one of those races where Larson chokes, but nope, that's not what happened. Larson was able to keep his distance from between him and Harvick, and with that, Kyle Larson, for the first time in almost 2 years, wins the 2019 Monster Energy All-Star Race. He needed this win, and he deserved it. I don't care how many laps he led, he deserved it. I don't care what anyone else says. So it was pretty cool. Got to see him burn it down, see him do the interview on the front stretch, I believe. And then we get to the part where it gets a little controversial. So They cut away to Clint Boyer. He runs up to the side of Newman's car and goes like, pum, 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 like that. And oh, it's a fight. I was like, fight, fight, World Star and all that. And they managed to separate each two. But then Newman and Boyer had a little bit of words between both of them, and then that was pretty much it. But that was an epic fight too. And that's pretty much it from there. So let's take a look at the results. Kyle Larson wins the race. Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace with a career night, finishing 5th. Eric Almirola, Austin Dillon, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., then Brad Keselowski, Clint Boyer, Ryan Newman, Chase Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Blaney, Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Eric Jones. Yep, there were 19 cars in the field. Jimmy Johnson, he tried. Don't worry, Jimmy, for a fan. At least he had a great night and avoided all the wrecks. That was pretty much all I gotta say. And Chase, I never saw what happened to him. But anyways, yeah, what instigated the whole fight was during the cooldown lap, Boyer apparently got dumped by Newman, which I found justifying. They talked to them. You've probably seen it. And that's pretty much it. So, how do I rate this race? I give it a 10 out of 10. And I give the Open a 10 out of 10. So, awesome job, guys. Or should I say, awesome job, NASCAR. See what happens when you add these this aero package with the spoiler and all that, and with the 550 horsepower. See what happens, NASCAR. You produce some good ass racing. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. On to the Coca-Cola 600 now. Today's Indy 500 bump day. And this will end the video right here. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And with that, I will see you all in my next video. And goodbye, everybody.